My brother, William Nash, was a happy, active 19-year-old young man looking forward to the day when he could afford to travel. His life ended at a rubble barricade on Bloody Sunday. Adding to the tragedy, my father seen him lying there and went out to help him. He was shot too. My father lived to the age of 78, always believing that the blame was his. He questioned for the rest of his life why he lived and William died. That same day, my mother lay in the hospital, recovering from a heart attack. She was told about William 3 days later, the day he was buried. For the pain and suffering this caused my parents, we call for those responsible to be brought to justice. Release the conclusions of the Savile inquiry. The Nash family needs peace of mind now.
Michael McDade, a beautiful, loving, happy life, ended in a brutal instant by foreign hands that do not and did not care. Truth, the final victim that day, tied up and buried by the British legal system, still tied up and buried today, 38 years later, by the same British hands. Future, with each passing year, the family thinks and wonders and grieves about the future Michael may have had and should have had.
My uncle Johnny Johnson, at 59, was the oldest shot on Bloody Sunday. He was the second person shot, going to the aid of Damien Donaghy. At 15, the youngest. I want to see the soldiers who done the killings on that day brought to justice. Their crimes to be made public. Anything less than this I would not accept. The soldiers who murdered our friends and relatives fired at point-blank range and could see none of the victims were armed. They were not capable of doing any harm. The soldiers knew they were never in any great danger. Release the report now.
Gerard McKinney, 35 years of age, loving father of 8 children, murdered by the British Army on Bloody Sunday. On behalf of the McKinney family, we call on Lord Savile to set the truth free.
Gerard Donaghy, age 17, was a brother and an uncle. He was a happy-go-lucky fella. Whenever he danced into a room, he lit it up. Not only was my uncle shot, but the police and army stopped him along the way from going to hospital and took him to the army barracks on Foyle Road. Then planted nail bombs on him and left him to die in the back seat of a car. We want justice for my uncle and his name to be cleared of being a nail bomber, and demand that the police and army be brought to justice for planting the nail bombs on my uncle's body. Anything else we will not accept.
John Young, age 17, murdered by the British Army at the rubble barricade on Bloody Sunday. On behalf of the Young family, we call on Lord Savile to set the truth free.
My brother, Kevin McElhinney, died over there. Where? Over there, round by the monuments, killed by the British Army. Well, he was a Northern Ireland Catholic. He protested about the state's treatment of, don't tell me, Northern Ireland Catholics. The powers murdered him, they shot him in the back. Well, he was a Northern Ireland Catholic. I know another man who protested about the state's treatment. What, another Northern Ireland Catholic? I don't know, but he stood in Tenement Square in front of a tank. They called him a hero. My brother Kevin died over there, running for his life. Lord Saville, what will you say about my brother Kevin, who died just over there?
Joe Friel, Michael Bridge, Joseph Mahan, Michael Quinn, Patrick McDade, Alana Burke, and me, Bubbles. That is all left of the wounded and injured. What is the future for the rest of us? My family don't know what I went through because I never talked about it. The people of Derry need closure for what happened. We, the wounded, the injured, and the dead, our family brought together through injustice. 38 years later, still no justice for us. We deserve the truth.
My grandfather, Mickey Bradley, was 22 when he was shot and 59 when he died in May last year. My grandfather died with one hand on the truth, and like all the wounded that have now passed away, we'll never see the outcome of this inquiry. So now let's take a moment to reflect on the pain and suffering these people had to endure since that awful day. We remember Peggy Deary, Alex Nash, Danny McGowan, Paddy Campbell, Danny Gillespie, Patsy O'Donnell, and my grandfather Mickey Bradley. Now it's up to me, my family, the politicians, and you, the people of Derry, to keep a pressure on the British government to admit the truth now